Vanakkam, Namaste, greetings to all. We are gathered here today to conduct a powerful meditation session focused on world peace, harmony, unity, peace of mind, and overall health and well-being. It is with great pride and gratitude that I share we have achieved an incredible milestone of 1,338 days of continuous meditation. Currently, we meditate 3 times a day, complemented by educational talks that benefit participants in numerous ways. These sessions are held daily at following UK timings 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 8 p.m. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to this remarkable journey, including the World Peace Forum, PSSM Tamil Europe, PSSM Global, U-Tamil TV Germany, and the countless participants who have joined and supported these sessions. For today's session, we will begin with 15 minutes of meditation accompanied by calming music led by Arundhati Master from London. Following this, Angela Sia Dharmakumar will deliver a talk on the topic Delivering Earth's Angels to Heaven. After the talk, we will have a feedback session conducted in English. To conclude, Kumarasamy Pillai Master from Sydney will provide a summary of Angela's talk in Tamil. Now, without further delay, I invite Arundhati Master to conduct a meditation. Thank you very much.
Greetings. Thank you all for joining this meditation. Thank you. Meditation is a divine gift. Meditation simplifies our outer life and energizes our inner life. Meditation is very easy to practice. One needs to be mindful of our own natural breath. Breathing should be natural. Just breathe in and out. When we are with our breath, our mind becomes empty and the cosmic energy starts entering into our body. Once the energy starts entering into our body, and our performance level will increase and we will be able to deal very effectively with any situation in our life. Diseases are healed and we'll find peace and tranquility within ourselves and lead to a joyous life. Therefore, we should meditate every day. Now, we will see how to meditate. We'll get into a meditation session now. When we meditate, it is important to keep the body straight and need to be relaxed. Take any comfortable posture. If you are sitting on a chair, sit comfortably, cross your feet like that, interlock your fingers and place it on your lap, and close your eyes and observe your normal, natural breathing. Whenever thoughts arise, please come back to normal, natural breathing. There will be a background music to relax your mind. 15 minutes, we will meditate with the music. Thank you. And place your palm on your eyes for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remove your hands and look inside your palm and clap your hands for the wonderful meditation we done today. Thank you. We thank everyone who took part in joint meditation, focusing on peace of mind, psychological healing, and for the world peace harmony with the blessings of the cosmic power. When we meditate jointly, it helps to generate a social force in the form of oneness that spread across all the nations around the world to promote peace, harmony, and in general well-being to everyone around the world. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Sada Mano, who provided the calming music for meditation, Vana Jay from Sydney for displaying the flyers for today, and Siva Mohan Master from London for recording this event, and Mr. Dharma Kumar Master as well for recording this event today. We would also like to thank PSSM Tamil Europe, PMC TV, UTamil TV, Germany, and all these people who have been providing all this help to us. Thank you. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Now, we are going to invite our guest speaker, Angela Shea Dharmakumar. Welcome, Angela. Thank you for joining us today. Angela grew up in Northeast London, England, with her mom, dad, and older brother. Alongside school, she was a keen sportsman, participating in badminton, netball, and rounders, to name a few, and a keen singer. Angela went to university and studied marketing management and moved to London after graduating. Alongside work, she pursued her passion for singing and worked on many music projects. On her late 20s, Angela discovered yoga and meditation, which led her to train as a yoga teacher and later as a life coach. Now, Angela works part-time as an executive assistant and teaches yoga and coaching, and life in her life 40s is all about finding balance in life, quality time with the people she loves, and service to others. Today, Angela's speech about delivering earth angels to heaven. Now, I would like to invite Angela. Now the platform is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Arundhati Master. Okay, so can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to just share my screen. Can you just see my presentation slide? Perfect. Okay. So a very good evening to you all and a very happy new year. So my name is Angela, and my presentation today, as Arundhati Master mentioned, is called Delivering Earth's Angels to Heaven. So this title will sound familiar to quite a few of you, as I did give this presentation speech last year, but I was asked to come back to give this speech again, as unfortunately last time it didn't get recorded, but we are recording today's. So apologies to those who have heard this speech, but I can mention that I have added some additional elements into the presentation, so do listen out for those. And in listening to this speech for a second time, hopefully different elements of the presentation might resonate with you differently today. So for a while now, I have been intrigued about the topic of death and understanding my relationship with death. So for many people, death can be a very dark and difficult subject matter. It's a very bulky subject to unpack because of one's own experiences of personal loss, the circumstances of that loss. It can almost be unbearable to begin to even find the words and the feelings to begin to express how we feel about death and its impact on our lives. So, you know, we might seal it up and we might not even shine a light on the topic. However, I've chosen to shine a light on the topic today and focus on some of my experiences and lessons that I have learned around death. So why do I want to understand more about death? So there's many reasons. So firstly, as a yoga teacher, yoga teaches us about union of the dualities of life, hot, cold, happy, sad, life and death, and the cycles of life and death. and really bringing together both of these aspects to accumulate into a whole, a holistic journey with one can't be without the other, and vice versa. Also, getting older, life is finite. We are not infinite beings. We come for a short time and then we leave. And as I am getting older, I am starting to feel that a lot more. And also, as my loved ones start to get older, I am starting to feel it. Also, taboo. So a lot of cultures do not talk about death and explore what it means to them, and kind of park the subject to one side. But for me, it's about bringing the darkness into the light. So these topics that we don't necessarily talk about often. And also to reduce our fear around the subject. Finally, acceptance and a respect for the inevitable. So as hard as a topic is, if we can find some acceptance, then it might have an impact on our waking lives. So I should caveat this presentation to say that it might be triggering. We've all had different experiences when it comes to death. So if you need to take a break or step back from the screen, have a moment, please do. If there's any emotions that arise as well, just sit with it. And if you can take some deep breaths, please do so until the emotion passes. So also, death is a very vast subject, and I've only got 30 minutes, so I can only cover so much in that time. So while I have much to say on the topic, I will give you a snippet of just some of my experiences and thoughts. So I'd welcome you to keep an open mind to what I share, and I will welcome questions at the end. So I'm sure when you start to think about death, many words come to mind, and they will be very different words for each and every one of us. So when I first started thinking about death, the following words on the screen now were the words that came to my mind. So death is a very sensitive topic, especially when we do not understand our own experience or someone else's experiences surrounding death. I know I personally have avoided quite a few difficult conversations when people have lost a loved one, just because I couldn't find the words to begin or just know where to start on the topic. Also, impermanence, there is a beginning and an end to our human existence, and we all know that all living things will eventually die and become one with the earth. Also, and this is a big one for me this year and last year, suffering, sadness, pain, war. You just have to switch on the news today to see populations of people suffering through war, famine, disease, homelessness in Gaza, Congo, Sudan, Syria, even on our doorstep, wherever you're living right now, and also in our motherland in Sri Lanka. A lot of you having lived through the civil war, there is a lot there. And a lot of injustices that people have faced. Also, all ages, death does not discriminate. Death can strike anyone at any time. And this really leads to that sense of unknown. So with the fact that death can happen to anyone at any time, that can create a lot of fear and anxiety in people. The taboo, so as I mentioned, culturally, we don't always talk about death. And it's how we can really give it that platform in order to take away some of the stigma around it. And I've also popped in there soul departure. So as a yogi, my personal belief is around reincarnation. So the soul is within the human body, and the human body carries that soul through life. And at the moment of death, the soul leaves the body. So these are some of the thoughts that I had when I started this journey early last year into my discovery of death. However, throughout my study of death, I've come to understand a lot more. So with death also comes opportunity. Opportunity to see what I can do differently in life to live fully. Also teachings. What legacy do I want to leave? What can I learn from loved ones departed? Also self-evaluation and rebirth. I'm very much alive, but I feel like I've died many times throughout my life. And that could be through an experience of a particular personal loss. And in my experience, as an example, I can say that I've had a few miscarriages. So, you know, that journey takes you on this kind of journey of life and death. Also, if you think about it, you know, looking at my skin right now, if I just scratch my skin, there are dead skin cells that are coming off my skin and going into the Earth's atmosphere. And in the same time, there's new cells that are constantly being replenished in our body. So we're constantly evolving through this cycle of life and death. Other new things that came to me through this journey: celebration. How can I celebrate my life and the journey that I'm on? Forgiveness. Now, this is a big one for me. How can I forgive in this life so I don't carry the weight of the past forward into death? Peace. How can I cultivate peace in this life? And also connection. What connection have I lost or need more of in my life? So throughout today's presentation, I'll touch on some of these themes. So very important to note that none of what I'm about to share is to invoke fear in you. Quite the opposite. The opposite of fear is knowledge and understanding. So this begins with curiosity. So I invite you to be very curious towards what I'm about to share and consider how you may apply some of the lessons in your own life. I added this quote that's on the slide, which says, "Analysis of death is not for the sake of becoming fearful, but to appreciate this precious lifetime." So this presentation is very much about the intertwining of life and death and how they can move side by side. There are lessons about death that can teach us about life, and also lessons about life that can teach us about death. So I'm going to start with a book that I read that's really started my journey last year. And it's this book called Tuesdays with Morrie, which chronicles Mitch Albom's transformative journey through his weekly meetings with his dying college professor, Morrie. So as they reconnect during the professor's final months of life, they meet every Tuesday and they discuss everything from greed to forgiveness and death to a meaningful life. So I'm going to touch on some of the topics discussed. So firstly, the importance of love. So Morrie believed that love is the most important part of life and that we should devote ourselves to loving others and creating something meaningful. He also taught that we should learn to let love in, even though we may think we don't deserve it. The importance of relationships. Morrie emphasized the importance of relationships and relationship skills like compassion, forgiveness, and love. Also, the importance of balance. Morrie described life as a series of pulls back and forth, the tension of opposites like love and hate, joy and sorrow, and youth and old age. He taught that it's important to find the equilibrium and realize that one cannot exist without its counterpart. The importance of forgiveness. Now, Morrie believed that we should forgive ourselves before we die and then forgive others. He taught that we should make peace with ourselves and others and not regret what we were unable to achieve. And the final lesson to share with you today is the importance of accepting emotions. So Morrie taught that we should accept our emotions, fully feel them, and then let them go. He believed that suppressing negative emotions can lead to unhealthy habits or relationships. So Morrie's philosophy is that people must accept the possibility of death in order to fully appreciate life on Earth, which brings me to the final quote: "Once you learn how to die, you learn how to live." And that was a quote from Morrie from the book. So as part of my investigation on death, I went online and I found something called the Death Cafe. So this is inspired by a Swiss anthropologist, Bernard Kritas. In 2004, he set up small gatherings of people that were set up to liberate death from secrecy. So at a death cafe, people basically gather to eat cake, have some tea, and talk about death. And the objective is to increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. It is a group-directed discussion around death with no agenda, no objectives, and no themes. And it's a discussion group rather than a grief support or counselling session. So earlier this year, out of curiosity, earlier last year, I went to a death cafe to really see what was going to happen, what kind of conversations were going to arise. And from start to end, 2 hours, amazing, powerful conversations. The death cafe really opened up my eyes to others' experiences, and it also helped me to come to terms with my own process of loss, and also stories of hope and new avenues of hope. So some of the lessons that I gathered from the death cafe is talking about death helps to come to terms with one's own mortality. It's also about widening our vocabulary. So one thing that it made me realize is there was a lot of young people at the death cafe, and they were very clued up on the use of language around death. And one thing that it dawned on me was that I really wasn't aware of any of this language. So it really opened me up to new words and new possibilities. Also, engaging with death can help create a softer attitude around it. And this comes into that helping to break the taboos. Also, community, it creates a lovely community of people. You know, I would never have probably met a lot of those people had I not have gone to that particular event. But also understanding different communities' views on death and not just my own. I do remember the last time I gave this talk, someone had said, why do we need these death cafes? You know, why don't we just talk to our loved ones about this? And that is a big reason for this talk in terms of encouraging people to start having these conversations and to break the taboo. So now I'm going to share with you 3 stories from my life on death. Death-based events, which have impacted me on my life and some of the lessons around that. So this lovely person is my Amama, and the story is all about her. So in 2016, I was at work and I received a call from my cousin, and she was in tears, crying down the phone saying, Amama has died. So obviously I was in complete shock, and my manager took me to a meeting room, and I called my brother. I didn't tell my parents because they were abroad at the time. And we arranged to go to my grandma's flat together. So I was sitting in this meeting room, and 20 minutes later, the phone went again. And it was my cousin, and she told me, Amama is alive. So you can imagine the shock I was feeling. Is she alive? Is she dead? What's going on? You know, there was no real laughter in me at the time, but now I can look back at it and just think, this is something you see in a movie, not your own life. So I remember I had to just go see my grandma. So I got in that taxi and I went to my grandma, and lo and behold, she was alive, she was well, she was laughing, and I held her tightly in tears. And it was a very surreal moment. Now, this story has carried on for many years for me, and I want to come down to the lesson, which is second chances. Now, we aren't all lucky to get a second chance specifically like this scenario, but every moment we live is a second chance, because what we do have is that we have our breath. And if we have our breath, we are living. Whether it's picking up the phone to call a loved one you haven't spoken to for years, or going on that holiday that you've been putting off for a long time, every moment is a second chance. So how might you show up differently if you know you have a second chance? Second chances can be a chance to do things differently, like I did with my Amama. So after this experience, we spent a lot more time together. We argued less. We loved each other more. Second chances are a vital part of life as they restore hope. They can be a chance to break free from the past and pursue dreams with new vigor. Second chances can also be a chance to learn from our mistakes and also to be just grateful for the small things in life. So I've just shared a story about my grandma surrounding a death encounter at old age. Now I'm going to share a story of loss due to cancer. So this is a photo of my uncle Rajan, my dad's brother, and he had cancer for over a decade. And in 2016, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I made the decision to get on a plane and go to Sri Lanka with my dad to spend time with my uncle and his family to do bedside meditations. This links back to my yoga, specifically if the way I saw it was if his soul was going to leave his body at the time of death. And I wanted to support the transition by meditating to maybe help him on his way. So it was a difficult time. However, there was a lot of laughter. Even during a time of death, they were a family who laughed a lot. And remembering the essence of who they are as a family was a big part of living their nature with their father until those last moments. So some of the lessons that I learned are around togetherness, the importance of being together at a time of death, but also togetherness in life while we're alive with loved ones. Prayers and meditation, we don't need to be religious to pray or meditate. And as I'm sure most of you know, the power of both can really help in our journey of life. Time is a very precious commodity. The unknown factor of life has definitely shown me that time and how I show up during my time is what counts. And also the allowing the emotions out, or they will be trapped in the body. So I remember when I got back to the UK after spending that time with my uncle, I did some talking therapies. I cried a hell of a lot. And it really helped me to process a lot of what had happened with my uncle. So when we feel an emotion, to really allow those feelings out to be expressed in a safe way. So the final story is about a loved one of mine, an 18-year-old male relative who wanted to take his own life. So to give you some context, my loved one is a beautiful soul. He thrived in his studies in school. He went to a renowned university, and it was on the same year that COVID happened. So you can imagine a lot of students stuck in their halls of residence. And within an amount of time, depression started to kick in, and anxiety set in for him. And within, I think, 6 months, he ended up leaving university. And that's when the depression and anxiety really started to take in, and he started having thoughts of taking his life. So he reached out to me and we talked. And my understanding at that time of suicide was very, very limited. But what I did know is that I would do everything in my power to help him through this. So it did take time for him to get back on his feet. He got a counsellor to talk through his difficulties. He got a job, which he completely excelled in and moved into a leadership position. And I'm very happy to say that he is doing very, very well. And he's an inspiration, not just to myself, but to all the lives that he touches. And he's a real example of someone who has suffered deeply, but has come out of the other side. So here are some universal lessons which can apply to all of you at any given moment. So when someone comes to you with a problem, how do we show them that you care? If someone tells you that they are going through a difficulty, such as in my case with the suicide, or it could be a relationship issue or a career issue or a health issue, how do we respond? Do we kind of go, oh no, how could you do this to me, and make it about yourself? Or do you show them it's about them and say something like, I'm here for you, you're not alone? Providing the space for them to talk and open up. How can we hold that space for others to talk and share? When someone comes with a problem, they don't always want someone to fix that problem. They just want to be heard, maybe. Not for someone to say this is right or this is wrong, but just to listen. And this brings me to the big one. Listen with both ears. Now, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and sometimes the mouth can work in overdrive and the ears take a backseat. So how do we really bring the ears to the forefront and listen with full intent and full purpose? So feelings and thoughts don't always last forever. So in the case of my relative, it did take him time, but his thoughts and feelings changed. And he was able to maneuver his experience of suicide and almost use it as a learning curve for his journey of life. Also, being non-judgmental. So a big reason why people don't open up is because they may feel criticized or blamed. So in being non-judgmental, we give permission and space for a person to be who they are and to say what they want to say. Also, signposting. So how do we signpost people towards resources online or books that you might have read that can help them? And checking in. So even though, years on, my relative is doing really well, but it just helps to sometimes pick up the phone and check in. And I think we can all do that to some degree with the people that we love. So this is a new slide, and I bring a New Year's challenge to you for you all. So what is a eulogy? So a eulogy is a speech or the last formal public testament, usually delivered by a loved one at a funeral, that praises someone who has just died. But what if you wrote your own self-eulogy? So as a life coach, this is quite a popular coaching technique, and I've used this a lot in coaching with a lot of success, where basically we get the coaching client to identify, one's achievements, regrets in life, certain gaps that have happened, many things that have helped the client to make changes in their life for the better, and really taking that account and that view of one's own life. Why would we want to do this? So one of the reasons is just for ourselves, just to almost capture, the events of life. Also, it could be a final gift to those that we love. And also because you know yourself better than anyone else, and you know who and what matters to you. Also, a eulogy or a self-eulogy can help you to say what you like without holding back. So there was something that I was reading about self-eulogies where it said when someone has passed, they don't care what is being said in the eulogy because, they're no longer emotionally connected to it. So nothing can really affect them. So if they wrote it themselves, then they're able to almost be very candid about their thoughts and feelings and almost give permission for themselves not to hold back and also to live a fuller life in the now. So what does one write in a self-eulogy? You can write about those people that you love. You can write about regrets, about hardships, about things you are most grateful for significant memories that you have and moments in life. Also stories. Stories have a power to transform people's views and opinions. So what stories could you tell? On that one, jokes. Now, adding your personality so people don't just hear the words, but really feel the person's personality shine through the words is a big one. And I know many jokers in my life that if I were to read their self-eulogy, I would know it was them because there would always be a joke in there. Also meaningful quotes and accolades. Now, I put accolades last just because accolades is usually the main thing that people go to in a eulogy. You know, what are the things that one has achieved? But there's also all these nuanced things that you might want to share. So in deciding what to write about, ask what means the most to you in your life and treat your eulogy like a conversation. What would you want loved ones to take away from your time on earth to use for the remainder of theirs? And let your personality shine through. Now, this is something that I've done in my life many years ago, and I am going to keep doing it because I'm sure it will keep evolving with time. So I'm mindful of time. I was going to do a meditation for about 5 minutes. Arundhati Master, do we have time or shall I move on?
No, you can guide the meditation if you
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. So now we're going to do a meditation journey into death. So the shamanic tradition uses the inner process of journeying to explore different levels of consciousness and obtain insights that will help us better understand ourselves. So here we'll use it to explore death. So throughout this meditation, if you feel scared or hesitant at any time, it's completely fine to stop and just observe. But if you feel comfortable enough, I would invite you to observe death through the lens of your meditation and just breathing through any thoughts, feelings, or sensations that you might feel. So this meditation comes from this book. I don't know if you can read it because the writing has come off, but it's called The Power of Surrender by Dr. Judith Orloff, who is a psychiatrist and an intuitive healer. It's a book that has carried me for many, many years. And so the meditation is in 4 stages: relax and let go, stage 1. Stage 2, invite death in. Stage 3, surrender to death. And stage 4, return to your body. So I'm going to guide you through these 4 stages. So when you're ready, just getting nice and comfortable, sitting in a nice, comfortable position. And when you're ready, shutting down of the eyes if you feel comfortable to do so, and just focusing in on the breath. So just taking a few slow, deep breaths and feeling the warmth of your breath as the air passes in through the nose and out through the nose. Be completely present. Inhale, then exhale, softening your shoulders, your chest, your belly, and legs. No guarding or holding back. Then focus on what you love the most. It could be a person, a deep blue lake, or the divine. Whatever you select, let beauty and love surround you. Allow your heart to open until you feel centered and secure. Stage 2, invite death in. So when you're at ease, get ready to silently invite death in. If old ideas or fears intrude, let them pass by like clouds in the sky. Visualize death as a presence, a force. At a safe pace, ask death to come closer. Go as slow as you like while exploring this realm of energy, sounds, visions, or sensations. First, visualize death as being 10 feet away from you. What do you sense? Any colors, fragrances, sounds? Do tears come? Do you feel relief? Let yourself surrender to it all. Then gradually shorten the distance between you and death. 5 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, a foot. At each stage, ease into it. How do your perceptions change at each distance? What else are you learning? Notice any spontaneous visions or insights, but don't cling to them. Concentrate on your breath. Rely on your intuition. Stage 3, surrender to death. Gently, slowly, allow yourself to merge with death. Become one with it. Dissolve into spirit as awareness of your body slips away. Pure energy. All heaviness recedes. You grow lighter and lighter. Take a moment to orientate yourself. How do you feel? Calm? At peace? Confused? Exhilarated? What are you observing? Is there silence? Music? Light? Does anyone or anything look familiar? Do you feel relief? Maybe welcomed home? Notice it all. Cling to nothing. Breathe into the sweetness, unbounded by physical constraints. Breathe out all pain and concerns. Breathe in the ecstasy of spirit. Breathe in the boundlessness of love. No separation, no holding. Let death carry you. You are rising, you are glowing, you are floating like a feather in a never-ending sky. Stay with the experience until it feels complete. Remember what happened. Stage 4, return to your body. Gradually prepare yourself to return to your body. Clearly picture your physical self, your clothes, your hair, your body, your skin. The more details, the better. Let gravity draw you back to your body, towards earth and the material world. Inwardly express gratitude for what you've been shown. Then solidly reconnect your feet, legs, arms, hands, abdomen, chest, neck, and head, fully grounding yourself. Take a moment to adjust back into the moment, into your breath, back to your body, and back into the room. Just taking a few breaths here, slowly opening the eyes when you're ready. Just having a gentle awareness of a meditation journey into death. And I hope that maybe there were some insights there that you might take forward with you. So my final quote is 2008 Kung Fu Panda movie. Master Uruguay, the wise old teacher, says this quote: "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift." And that is why it's called the present. It's a reminder that the essence of this presentation is really about life. And once we understand and find acceptance of death, we can then fully live. So here are some resources and links which you can have a look at for more information. And also my email address is there in the bottom right if you do want to get in touch with me. I hope from today's presentation, it will help you to open up the conversation around death and maybe explore it or just sit with it in meditation and maybe find some peace or acceptance for the inevitable, so that we can value life and live more fully before God comes to deliver Earth's angels to heaven. So I'd like to thank you for your time today, and thanks for listening.
Thank you, Angela. We all enjoyed your very informative an enlightening speech about death. Now everyone can clap for 30 seconds as a gesture of gratitude. Afterwards, please raise your hand to comment or share your views or ask any questions. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. No, first is okay. Varada Shanmugathan from Canada. I now give you chat. Thank you.
Greetings to you all. And I heard a very interesting speech, a presentation. And she took us to the place where death is. But still, she gave us enough information as to how to cope with it. I have two simple comments and no questions. I met with death in 1967 when I lost my brother, who was a famous advocate in Sri Lanka. At the age of 40, I lost him. I was far away from my country. I was far away. I could not go for the funeral also. So what did I do? I took it like that. I suffered. And then I thought that I was going into depression. Then I thought I should come out of it and started writing. What did I write? Death, Be Not Proud. That is a title taken from Donne, the famous poet. But the poem, very short poem, I want to read it to you. O death, you lay your icy hands on all things warm. You feel proud in breaking the fond hopes of human race. You have the power to snatch them young. They leave their bodies behind, a fact undeniable. Can you ever destroy them? Are they not seen in the tenderness of young green leaves? Are they not found in the heat of the blazing sun? Are they not present in the biting cold? Do they not shine in the gleaming beauty of innocent eyes? Do they not ride in the majesty of the rising sun, the mountains and the skies? Are they not part of the indivisible, eternal universe? Are they not many in one and in many? You can never extinguish the volcano of their living soul. You can never undo with your message of death their ever-burning life. Death, be not proud. So that is how I started writing and got back my senses to live my life with my husband and 4 children. And recently, I'll finish with this comment. You know, my youngest grandson, the oldest is 24, the youngest is 7 years old. Some months back, he came and said, Amma, he calls me Amma. Amma, you are old. You are going to die. I don't want you to die. I started laughing. Where did you get this idea? Poor people die. So I told him, I will not die. I'll be here forever. And he laughed and went. That's all.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Coordination Master from Chim.
Thank you. இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க. What a courageous lady to talk about a taboo subject. Thank you very much indeed, first. In Tamil, there is a pranam done by Circular. I mean, I will say in Tamil a couple of words and then explain in English. Iravada inba anbu vendi pin vendugirar piravamai vendum. If you don't want to die, you shouldn't take birth. Simple as that. So in order to achieve that, in this birth, we had to do so many things to attain that state. In other words, we shouldn't take rebirth. That's the thing he's trying to say to us through a lady called Karakalammayar, like you, 2,000 years ago. That's first point. And by looking at Lord Buddha, what he is saying is, the Buddha himself described the death as the greatest of all teachers. He called it the death is a teacher. The sickness and the most important manifestation of impermanence. So what I'm trying to say is, the topic you have taken today is a wonderful topic, because most of the people, they don't want to know about death. I mean, so you have the courage to tell us how we have to prepare for the death. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Coordination Master. Next, we have Dr. Paramesh Shanti Parameshwaran.
Greetings to all. I did listen to your talk last time, but it brought back memories and the new things that you have added, Angela. Thank you very much. I really was today, I suppose, having done the meditation more longer, I felt I took your talk more inside and really meant a lot to me. Particularly, I wanted to say that yes, love is the important aspect. And we say love makes the world grow round. Without love, nothing can. Even we talk to plants because then they blossom. And I think love is what we need. The other thing is you said it will bring memories. It brought memories of my brother, who was a doctor practicing in Sri Lanka. He was the only one who didn't leave Sri Lanka. He practiced till the very end and served his community. He was regarded as a mini god there. And when he had cancer, after surgery, he said he asked all his siblings, we all 5 of us in our family, we all went along with his son and everyone. We just stayed in his home. We just laughed and cooked, and the Archie brought the food. We laughed, we brought back memories and so on. And one day he said, enough is enough. You all go home, wherever you come, Australia, Canada, UK. When the time comes, I will let my carer, who was a pharmacist there, Lal will phone you, then you can come and see me. And then I will bid you goodbye. Those days we didn't have this mobile WhatsApp, so I used to phone him every week and talk to him. The last talk I had was, he said, he was a non-vegetarian. He loved his meat. I can't eat meat because I find it very difficult to bite. So I said to Anna, why don't you ask Archie to get the man to mince it? Then you can eat, then it'll be easy for you to chew it. And the last word was, Unakku nalla mooliyadi. And those were his last words he said. And the next time, 2 days later, I got a call to say he was taken to hospital. And of course, by the time I went, it was too late, he had died. So the time that you spend, the last thing, that the memories, as you had spent with your uncle and your grandma, is very, very important, the memories. And I don't want to take time just to say the last thing, self-eulogy. My sister has already written it. I'm in the process of writing it. One of my friends' funeral I went, she's a Sinhalese doctor, and she wrote, and everybody knows, when a person goes, what do we say? Poitu vango. You go and come back. So my children used to ask, what is this poitu varan, amma? So I used to say, go and come back. And she wrote in her self-eulogy, poitu varan, gain enna, that I will go and come back again. With that positive thought, she ended her self-eulogy that I still will remember at her funeral. One question, you said you went to the Death Cafe and you said vocabulary. What is the words about? And another thing, one more, when you talked about suicide, I just wanted to know one aspect of the suicide. When you talk to them, just you listen and don't talk, just empathize, but also make them aware that what they say, it will be held confidential. That confidentiality is very important to the person who's talking. Being a psychiatrist, I just wanted to mention that. And vocabulary, what is the vocabulary that you learned from the Death Cafe?
So the vocabulary from the Death Cafe was almost... No, okay, now you're testing me. There's certain, sorry, it's not coming to mind, but the youth of today, the youth of today have a lot of terminology and slang that almost makes it easier for them to convey difficult words like death, but in a way that seems to be very accepted in their peer groups. But what I noticed is that actually there were people of my age using it as well in the group that I was in. Sorry, there was quite a few words, and I should have prepared for this, but there is a big vocabulary out there, and I would invite everyone to explore it, because I think that is what will help us try and explain how we feel and how we approach the situation. Because sometimes when we use the harder words, they're either hard to come out of our mouth, or that we feel like it might be misunderstood or misinterpreted. But if we can try and find more words, then I do believe that we can just expand that conversation around it. So I'm really sorry, I don't know the specific words.
I think you make sense. I think a lot. Right. Thank you very much, and a very beautiful talk today. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Next we have Angela's mother, Sugendra Dharmakumar. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Angela. I listened to your talk. It was really good. We always talk about death in our families. Death is not opposite to life, but it's part of it, our life as well. It is a normal cycle of nature for all the living things. But we have no idea when we will die. But until we are in this earth, give love and kindness and do good to others. It will come back to us in unexpected ways. The purpose of life is contribute in some way to make things better. That's what Sri Skandaraja Master and Arundhati Master are doing at the moment, and we are also doing that to other people. So I must thank Sri Skandaraja Master and Arundhati Master for doing all these speeches and meditation and helping all of us in this forum. Thank you very much, and thank you, Angela, for giving the speech today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next, we have Kumar Saipula Master from Sydney, Australia.
Greetings to everybody. Today's year had done a research and delivered an informative speech. So firstly, I would like to thank you for all the time you have taken. But as far as I am concerned, I do not think about death because the Revolver says, as you well know, death is akin to sleep. It's like sleeping and then you wake up. It's a temporary thing which we have every day it happens. So in life, we have to accept the inevitable. We know we are going to die one day. So why should we think about it? This is my view because I am not differing or something like that. So long as you live, as you have mentioned, live with compassion and empathy and help others. So when the time comes, another thing is we believe we have no control over birth or death. So why should we think about things over which we can't control? We have no control. So live mindfully, meditate, live happily, help others. That is the motivation. And you are talking about the death cafe. Yeah, I think my opinion is, in psychology they say what you focus on expands. So why should we keep on talking about death and make it more and more controversial, conflicting? I mean, I'm not differing, but this is my own opinion about it because I have lived so long now, I'm happy. I know one day I'm going to die. Why should we waste time instead of that I can do something constructive to the society? So that's my opinion, but you have taken all the trouble to, at this age, you are reflecting on that. It's a great thing. But I think better that we have to share your views and to the others. But it is, of course, my policy, or rather, I would encourage, so every day, as Paradi has said, every day is a new life. And live it hopefully or with optimism and expect the best in life. Thank you for your speech. Wonderful speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next is Marilyn Hope Lake from Missouri, USA. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to say, Angela, I think that everyone that heard this marvelous presentation today probably felt that it was just for them personally. I have to say that I have always watched for and tried to have a spirit open to signs from the universe and from God of what I should do and how should I follow. At about 10 after 1 today, East Central American time, that would have been 10 after 2 New York time, Rasha called me and told me about this presentation. I think that was a God thing because I needed that. I needed your talk today. I've been dealing a lot with grief over the loss of my younger brother in October. And then also, I've actually lost a beloved person who hasn't died, but who has become estranged to me. And I have been dealing with this live person whom I love so much I haven't seen or talked to in over a year. And then comparing that or dealing with it in my mind to the actual loss of my brother. And at 83 years of age, I've lost my entire family of origin. And the other day I was thinking, gee, I would like to call my aunt. And, but they are with us. I believe that those we love are with us in spirit. And while I wrestle with what being alive in the spirit as opposed in the physical life will be like, I have experienced knowing that my mother who had died was with me. But your presentation has really helped me today. And I experienced your death meditation. which was so, I don't know, it just made me aware of my body. My body got very, very warm. It felt, I didn't have an out of body experience, but I had a lightness. And I tried to picture myself in the coffin, just totally calm, totally, no pain, no anguish, no worry, no fear for other people. There's so much suffering in our world, and I pray every night that God will send angels and his good people and his Holy Spirit to help the suffering, no matter what the cost. And you have really helped me. And thank you, Raja, for doing your God thing, letting me know this was happening, because I think I will go back to this when it's on YouTube and listen to it and let it help me in dealing with the things that I'm personally dealing with. And I imagine that all of you felt that she was talking directly to you. I hope so, at least. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you very much. If you are free tomorrow, Sunday 12th, that is 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. New York time. Stephanie, our yoga teacher, Stephanie Master, will deliver an inspiring talk on her near-death experience and how meditation saved her life. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. New York time. If you can join. Thank you very much. Next is Monica Master.
Greetings, all masters. Thank you, Angela, for sharing your thoughts and your experiences with us. And I'm a live example. I experienced death 3 times. And this time when you were doing meditation, I was so calm and yeah, I'm ready. Take me, First experience I had when I was teenager. I was in my father's arm, and for 25 minutes, no breath. And my father was so panicked that she is not showing any signs. She is not breathing. What is going on? And he was in fear, but I was not. And even the second time, the same thing happened with me. The 3 times when I experienced the death, I was very calm and peaceful. Like I'm already in acceptance, ready to go. It's not like any fear or anything. And I think personally, when you are in complete surrender, you are in acceptance. You won't fear about the thing that I know. If birth is normal, death is also normal, right? But when I am always living in that fear, oh, if I die, what will happen to my loved one? We live in that whole life we are thinking about this, and that's it. That is the one thing which hold you back from acceptance. And even with my kids, they both know that I told them that look, I have to leave anytime, but I want you to celebrate the life the way I'm celebrating it right now. I don't want you to cry after I die and think about me all the time, or mom, because I'm a single parent, that always you're thinking about me, that oh, mom is not here, how can we do the things? I said, feel my presence, but also feel me in the way I am taking my day-to-day life, right? And the 2-3 things I really love about today's session is about the Death Cafe. I love to go there. I want to explore it. And second, the self-illugi, yeah, that I want to do for my loved one. And that is something my younger one told me last year. He said, Mom, you need to leave some memories for others. And that time I have no idea, but when you were talking about this word, I said, oh, maybe it is something related to this word. And also meditation helps you when you are mindful, you are in complete acceptance because your nervous system, your body is now relaxed, calm, and you are ready for anything. And every time, Masters, when I experience death, like the people around me is means especially my kids, the third time when it happened, I was out of my body for more than 4 and 5 hours. And the doctors, they were, I know my body is on a stretcher, and the doctors are trying to give me shock, and they are giving me injection and everything. I can see it, what they are doing. And when later on I saw that there is a white light and they are taking me somewhere, and meanwhile they said, oh, she didn't completed her task, send her back. And then I realized that is the reason that 3 times I was not they didn't took me, because maybe there is something I have to do. And then connected with Mahavatar Babaji's energies, that you need to bring this awareness to people. You have to do more healing work for yourself and for others, make them aware of all these situations, that acceptance is very important. And thank you so much for giving your time and giving so much valuable information on this topic. And when you are in acceptance, everything happens for a reason. And that is a beautiful thing. It is not something, if we live in a present moment, we have so many things in front of us, where I'm not in a regret that, oh, I lost something. I accept yourself, and then leave this world with a smile and with full peace and harmony. So thank you so much. Deep gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Next we have Saroja Devi Master from Sydney, Australia.
Saro Master, please again, you unmute yourself again. Sorry, Saro Master.
Right.
Greetings to Angela. Today you made a great day for us. Your insightful speech on death. This is something that is very important because people fear death. But anyone who listens to your talk today will not fear death. I think you gave a beautiful definition and explanation for the word death. D-E-A-T-H. I really admire the way it has been presented. Delivering earth's angels to heaven. We are going into a beautiful place, eternal bliss. Lovely. We are going to look forward to it and not fear it. Thank you very much for this very insightful and positive thought that you instilled in us today by your talk. Thanks a lot. I don't want to talk too much. Thank you very much. And I'm very pleased to have you. I want to just mention one more thing. That is, our famous Tamil poet Thiruvalluvar said that death is like going to sleep, birth is awakening from sleep. உறங்குவது போலும் சாக்காடு உறங்கி விழிப்பது போலும் பிறப்பு. What a beautiful saying, and I wish to share that today with you. Thank you very much, Angela. Come again and share your thoughts. Thanks.
Thank you, Saroja. Next, we have Arundhati. After that, Mr. Kumarasamy Pilla Master will summarize your speech in Tamil language. Thank you.
Greetings to all. Thank you very much, Angela, again. It's a wonderful speech, and you have taken us by the meditation. I like that. And it was good experience. I felt it. First of all, I wasn't frightening or anything. I wanted to experience that meditation. I did experience it. It was very good, and everybody has given you all their views of your talk. Thank you so much again for coming again and doing the same speech, but it was a different. We have made slight different and everything. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward to your other speech in the few months' time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Now I hand over the platform to Kumar Sahib Pillai Master. Thank you very much.
அனைவருக்கும் இதயங்கிருந்த வணக்கம். இன்று ஏஞ்சலா சியா தர்மகுமார் அவர்கள் மரணத்தை பற்றி ஒரு சிறந்த உரையை ஆற்றினார். அவருடைய உரையின் தலைப்பு வந்து லிட்டரல் டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன், அதாவது டெத் டெலிவரிங் எர்த் ஏஞ்சல் டு ஹெவன் என்ற உண்மையான மீனிங்கை குழப்ப விரும்பவில்லை. ஆனால் லிட்டரலா தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன் என்றால் பூமியின் தேவதைகளை பரலோகத்திற்கு வழங்குகிறார். இந்த தலைப்பில் இப்போ முதலாவது வந்து இப்போ இதை என்ன பொறுத்தவரையில மரணத்தை பற்றி பேசுவதென்றால் ஒரு விரும்பத்தகாத செயல் என்றே நான் கருதுகின்றேன். என்றால் பொதுவாக மரணம் வந்து பலருடைய கலாச்சாரத்தில் வெவ்வேறு கருத்துக்களை கொண்டதாகும். ஆனால் இருப்பினும் நான் கற்றவற்றையும் நான் அனுபவத்தையும் உங்களுடன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள விளைகின்றேன் என்று நான் அது வந்து நாங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் வயது முதுமையாக அடைந்து கொண்டுதான் இருக்கின்றோம். ஆனால் இதை பற்றி பலர் என்னென்றால் மரணத்தை பற்றி பேசுவதற்கு பயப்படுகிறார்கள். இது வந்து நாங்கள் உண்மையாக என்ன செய்வோம் என்றால் இதை தவிர்க்க முடியாத ஒன்று, இதை நாங்கள் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் உண்மை. ஆனால் இதை பற்றி உணர்ச்சி வகைப்படுவதனால் எந்த விதமான பயனும் இல்லை என்பதை நான் கருதுகின்றேன். மற்றது இது வந்து நான் இதில் வந்து சிலது அனுபவங்கள் பற்றி நான் சொல்லியிருக்கின்றேன். இப்போ மரணமாக உலகத்திலே உள்ள ஊடகங்களை பார்த்தீர்கள் என்றால், இல்லை வாழ்க்கை முறையை பார்த்தீர்கள் என்றால் என்ன அனுபவம் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கின்றது? இப்பொழுதும் உலகம் முழுக்க சண்டை நடக்கின்றது, துக்கம் நடக்கின்றது, மக்கள் காணப்படுகின்றார்கள், எல்லா விதமான துன்பங்களை எழுதுகின்றார்கள், தனிமையிலே வாடுகின்றார்கள். இப்படி பல உணர்வுகளை நாங்கள் அனுபவிக்கக்கூடியதாக இருக்கின்றது. ஆனால் இன்றைய வாழ்க்கையிலே பல உலகத்திலே எல்லா பங்குகளிலும் மக்கள் அல்லற்பட்டு கொண்டு இருக்கின்றார்கள் என்பதை நாம் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். அடுத்தது வந்து எப்பொழுதும் வந்து வாழ்க்கையில நாங்கள் முன்னேற வேண்டும் என்றால் சில கோட்பாடுகளை நாங்கள் பின்பற்றியே ஆக வேண்டும். அவை என்னவென்றால், முதலாவது வந்து மரணம் என்பது வந்து எப்பவும் வரலாம். ஆனால் இதே என்ன மாதிரி தாக்கலானா, முதலாவது மன்னிப்பு மனப்பான்மை வேண்டும், மற்றவர்களை மற்ற அமைதி வேண்டும், மற்றது மக்களுடன் நெருங்கிய தொடர்பு ஏற்படுத்த வேண்டும். இவையெல்லாம் முக்கியமாக வேண்டும். மற்றது நான் இங்கே வந்து என்னுடைய கருத்துக்களை உங்களுடன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள விரும்புகின்றேன். அதில் முக்கியமாக வந்து சொன்ன கருத்துக்கள் என்னவென்றால், வாழ்க்கையில் வந்து முதலாவது நாங்கள் கருத வேண்டிய அன்பு. வாழ்க்கையின் முக்கியமான ஒரு பகுதி வந்து அன்பு. அன்பில்லாருக்கு வாழ்க்கை இல்லை என்றே கூற வேண்டும். அடுத்ததாக என்ன சொல்றேன் என்றால் உறவு. இந்த உறவுகள் கொள்கிற பொழுது நாங்கள் முக்கியமாக மன்னிக்கும் மனப்பான்மையுடன் நாங்கள் உறவு கொள்ள வேண்டும். மற்றது மூன்றாவது வந்து இந்த நேரம் ஒரு சமநிலையில வாழ கற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். நாலாவது வந்து மற்றவர்கள் செய்கின்ற தவறுகளை மன்னித்து அவர்களை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். இறுதியாக வந்து நாங்கள் உணர்ச்சி வசப்படாமல் அந்த உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கு விட்டு கொடுக்காமல் அதை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். இந்த 5 முக்கியமான கருத்துக்களை நான் கற்றுக்கொண்டேன். அப்போ ஆனவன்னா நான் இதில் செய்கிறேன் என்றால், வெற்றை நாங்கள் சிந்திக்கும் பொழுதுதான் நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையை ஒரு பூரணமானதாக இருக்கலாம். மரணம் என்பது ஏற்க வேண்டிய ஒரு பொருளிடம் கருத வேண்டும். அடுத்ததாக நான் 2004ஆம் ஆண்டு மரண சிற்றுண்டி என்ற இடத்துல பற்றி நான் கல்வியற்றி. இது இங்கே என்றால் என்ன செய்வார்கள் என்றால், மக்கள் ஒன்று கூடி ஒரு 2 மணித்தியாலத்தை பற்றி மரணத்தை பற்றி இந்த கூட்டத்தின் எந்த நோக்கமும் இருக்காது. 2 மணித்தியாலத்துக்கு மரணம் தொடர்பான கலந்துரையாடல்கள் தான் இங்கே நடைபெறும். அந்த ஒரு முறை நானும் அங்கே போர்க்க வேண்டிய வாய்ப்பு கிடைத்தது. அங்கே இருந்து கொண்டுதான் அவர்கள் என்னத்தை பேசுகின்றார்கள், மரணம் என்பது என்ற ஒரு விழிப்புணர்வு ஏற்பட்டது என்று நான் நினைக்கின்றேன். அடுத்தது வந்து இது நாங்கள் வந்து இது ஒரு அனுபவம் என்று சொல்ல வேண்டும். அடுத்ததாக மரணது வந்து என்ன நான் சொன்னால், மரணத்தை பற்றி பேசும்போது சில உணர்ச்சிகள் எழத்தான் செய்யும். அந்த உணர்ச்சிகளை நாங்கள் எப்படி கையாளலாம் என்பதற்கும் ஒரு வழிகாட்டு இருக்கின்றது. இந்த உணர்ச்சிகளை எப்படி எங்களுக்கு உருவாகின்றன, எப்படி கையாளுகின்றது என்பதற்கு எனது வாழ்க்கையில் இருந்த 3 சம்பவங்களை உங்களுக்கு பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். முதலாவது சம்பவம், என்னுடைய அம்மம்மா மரணம் அடைந்து விட்டார் என்ற செய்தி கேட்ட பொழுது நான் கலங்கினேன். என்னுடைய உறவினர் ஒருவர் சொன்னார், அம்மம்மா இறந்து விட்டார் என்று. அங்கே போன பின்பு பார்ப்பதா இருந்தால் இறக்கவில்லை, உயிரோடு இருக்கின்றார். பிறகு இரண்டாவது வாய்ப்பு, வாழ்க்கையை வாழ்வதற்கு இரண்டாவது வாய்ப்பு கிடைத்து விட்டது என்றதை நான் கருதுகின்றேன். வாழ்க்கையில பலருக்கும் இரண்டாவது வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கிற பொழுது அவர்கள் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைவார்கள். இரண்டாவது வாய்ப்பு என்று கிடைக்கின்ற பொழுது மூச்சை சுவாசிக்கும் பொழுதே இரண்டாவது வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கிறது என்று கூற வேண்டும். மற்றது எப்பொழுதும் நாங்கள் என்ன செய்ய வேண்டும், ஒவ்வொரு கணமும் நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய மூச்சை கவனித்து வாழ்க்கையை வாழ வேண்டும் என்பதாக. அடுத்தது இரண்டாவது என்னுடைய மாமா ராஜனுடைய இறப்பு. அவர் புற்றுநோயால் பாதிக்கப்பட்டார். அவர் இருக்கும் பொழுது நானும் மாமான்ற பொழுது என்னுடைய அப்பாவின் சகோதரர், நானும் அப்பாவும் அவரை பார்க்க சென்றிருந்தோம். அங்கே பொறுத்த பொழுது அவருடைய இருந்த பொழுது நாங்கள் கற்றது என்றால் அவருடன் கூட இருந்து அவர்களுக்கு ஒரு ஆதரவை கொடுக்கக்கூடிய வாய்ப்பு எங்களுக்கு கிடைத்தது. அது எங்களுக்கு மிகவும் நல்லா இருந்தது. மற்றது இப்படியான நேரங்களில் தான் நாங்கள் அவர்களுக்கு தியானம் செய்து அவர்களுக்கு பிரார்த்தனை செய்து அவருடைய வாழ்க்கைக்கு ஒரு ஆதரவு கொடுக்க வேண்டும். அது முக்கியமானது. ஆனால் இது இதிலிருந்து நாங்கள் என்னத்தை கற்றுக்கொள்கிறோம் என்றால், இப்படியான சந்தர்ப்பங்களில் நாங்கள் பங்கு பொழுது முதலாவதாக ஒன்று கூடும் வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கின்றது. தியானம் பிரார்த்தனை செய்வதற்கு ஒரு சந்தர்ப்பம் கிடைக்கிறது. தியானம் செய்வதற்கு சந்தர்ப்பம் கிடைக்கிறது. இப்ப நேரம் பொன்னானது, அப்ப வீணாக்கக்கூடாது. அப்ப இது அவருடைய உணர்ச்சிகளை நாங்கள் கட்டுப்படுத்தக்கூடாது. இந்த மாதிரி நாங்கள் அவர்களுக்கு உதவி செய்யலாம் என்றால் அந்த உணர்ச்சிகளை நாங்கள் கட்டுப்படுத்தாமல் வெளியே விட வேண்டும். அந்த உணர்ச்சிகளை கட்டுப்படுத்தும் பொழுதுதான் அது உள்ளே இருந்து பல நோய்களை ஏற்படுத்துகின்றது என்பது உளவியல் ரீதியாக உண்மை. அடுத்தது மூன்றாவது ஒரு தற்கொலையால நண்பருடைய தற்கொலையை பற்றி நினைக்கின்றேன். இது வாழ்க்கையில நீங்கள் எப்பொழுது பார்த்தாலும் நீங்கள் எப்படி ஒரு உறவினருக்கோ ஒரு நண்பருக்கோ உங்களை அன்பை செலுத்த முடியும் என்பதற்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பு ஒன்றே கூறுகின்றேன். எப்படியான ஒரு சந்தர்ப்பங்களில் என்ன செய்ய வேண்டும் என்றால், நாங்கள் அவர்கள் சொல்வதை கேட்க வேண்டும், நாங்கள் அறிவுரை சொல்லக்கூடாது. அதான் கடவுள் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு வாயையும் 2 காதையும் கொடுத்திருக்கிறார். அப்பொழுது பொருள் என்றால் எந்த எவ்வளவுக்கு மற்றவர்கள் சொல்வதை கேட்க முடியுமோ கேளுங்கள், பேசுவதை குறையுங்கள். இப்போ இப்படியான துன்பப்படும் பொழுது நாங்கள் அவர்களுக்கு ஆதரவு வழங்க வேண்டும் என்றால், நாங்கள் அவர்களுக்கு அறிவுரை கூறாமல் அவருடைய உணர்ச்சிகளை பயந்து கொள்வதற்காக அவர்களுக்கு வாய்ப்பு கொடுக்க வேண்டும். அவர் பேசுவதை கேட்டுக்க வேண்டும். அவருடைய உணர்வுகளை நாங்கள் பார்த்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். அவருடைய கருத்துகளையோ அவருடைய சொல்வதையோ இடை போடக்கூடாது. அவர் சொல்வதை எல்லாத்தையும் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். இப்போ இதுல இருந்து என்ன சொல்றேன் என்றால், நான் வாழ்க்கையில மற்றவர்களுக்கு ஆதரவு கொடுக்க வேண்டும். அது குறிப்பாக இப்படியான ஒரு உணர்ச்சி சந்தர்ப்பங்களில் நாங்கள் பிரார்த்தனை செய்து தியானம் செய்து அவர்களுக்கு ஆறுதல் ஆறுதல் கூறுவது குறைவா இருக்கணும். அவர்கள் சொல்ற உணர்ச்சிகள் எல்லாத்தையும் கேட்டுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். இதிலிருந்து நான் இதற்கு 3 லேவிலிருந்து நான் இதை கூறுவது என்றால், நீங்கள் இறக்கும் பொழுது உங்களுடைய சொந்த மரண வரியை நீங்கள் என்ன மாதிரி தயார் பண்ணுவீர்கள் என்பதை புது வருடத்துக்கு சிந்தித்து பாருங்கள். உங்களை பற்றி என்ன நீங்கள் மரண சவராயில் உங்களை பற்றி நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்வீர்கள் என்று நான் இங்கே சிந்திக்க கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். இறுதியாக தியானத்துடன் அவருடைய அருமையான வரியை நிறைவு செய்தார். நன்றி. இந்த வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி கூறி விடாமல் நன்றி. வணக்கம்.
Thank you very much, Kumar Pillai Master, for wonderful translation. We'll give a round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Angela. And we are looking forward to seeing you the other second speech that you are going to deliver soon. Thank you so much. And thank you for your today's speech as well. Thank you. Everybody enjoyed your speech. There are a few chat box also. Hopefully you must have read it, or I don't know whether here. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much. And we'll go to the next program, that is தைப்பொங்கல் தொடர்பாக விஷ் பண்ண விரும்பினா தைப்பொங்கலுக்கு பிரிட்டிஷ் இந்தியன் தமிழ் ரேடியோல இருந்து ஆர்ஜே விஜயலட்சுமி வந்திருக்கோம். நீங்க உங்களோட தைப்பொங்கல் வாழ்த்தை தெரிவிக்கலாம். அது பிரிட்டிஷ் இந்தியன் தமிழ் ரேடியோவில் ஒலிபரப்பாகும். இந்த 3 நாளில் தைப்பொங்கல் இருக்கிறது என்பதை கூறிக்கொள்கின்றேன். விஜயலட்சுமி, நீங்க பேசலாம். சொல்லுங்க.
1 minute. Angela want to say something, or she's waiting for?
No, just thank you very much, everyone, and I'll see you in May.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can stop recording, Siva Mohan Master.
And